Do it.
You're tuned into 91.3 KXCI Tucson. My name is Matt Milner. This is Locals Only, and I'm live in Studio 2A, in a very hot and humid Studio 2A with Lenguas Largas. Guys, thank you so much for coming down tonight.
Thanks for having us, yeah.
And I'm going to warn Isaac right now that I'm holding a tripwire in front of you.
That's fine.
All right.
I won't walk that way.
Okay, sounds good. Let's start off with introductions. Go around the room. Let us know who you are, what you're playing tonight.
What's your name?
Ricky, play guitar.
We got Ricky on guitar.
Tommy, I play bass.
I'm Ricky. I play guitar.
Ricky, guitar.
Isaac. I play guitar.
Okay.
And sing sometimes.
All right, guys. Well, thank you again for coming down tonight. Want to talk about the upcoming tour to Japan and talk a little bit about how that came together. So, what's the story, the origin behind that?
Well, some friends of ours told us while we were on tour with them, hey, we're going to Japan. So I told them, hey, so we're going with you guys, right? Yeah. So that's kind of how it happened.
So, how many dates are you doing over there?
I think we're doing like 10, I believe, or 11. Like we didn't book it. Like usually we book our own stuff.
Yeah.
So it's kind of really cool that we didn't have anything to do with it, so I haven't been paying attention. I just want to go and get surprised every day.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I have the schedule, but I just haven't looked.
Yeah.
You know.
And have any of you been to Japan before?
No.
I have in my old band, Shark Pants, and it's like the same people kind of that are doing our tour this time, but like 11 or 12 years later. So they're a little more probably organized and stuff now. So.
What are your memories, if any, of that Shark Pants tour in Japan, and what do you think, if anything, is different about playing shows over there?
Probably when I went, I wasn't I wasn't really versed in Japanese cuisine, but now I'm ready. I'm ready for it. I was a youngster back then. I didn't know.
Yeah. So you've played with this group in Europe before, right?
No, we've never been to Europe.
Oh, okay. So this is the first time out of the country with the group?
I mean, we played Mexico.
Okay. That counts.
A bunch of times.
Yeah, that counts. But are you, do you have a sense for, if there are Lenguas Largas fans in Japan that are like clamoring, waiting to hear you? Do you think it'll be sort of like shows that you played earlier in your touring life where you were playing for, newer audiences, people who didn't necessarily know what they're coming to see?
I don't know. We got a lot of friends all over the world, and we're cool people, so they treat us good.
Yeah.
So I'm ready to have a blast.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure all of these guys are too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's kind of take a trip back. I want to talk about the history of the group a little bit. How long have you been playing at this point as Lenguas Largas?
Does somebody else want to talk?
It's probably 10 years now. I think we started the project on 2007, I think, or 2008 maybe.
So somewhere in the neighborhood of around 10 years ago. And how many of the folks that we have here tonight have been playing in the project since around that time?
Since the beginning, probably just Ricky and me.
Yeah.
Like we have a bunch of friends moved away. Like our first drummer moved to Oakland. Then Mark Beef was playing with us. We had another guitar player, and our friend Dickie was playing drums. Our friend Nat was playing drums. Like we have we're like a basketball team with like a bench. So like when somebody can't do something, like
yeah,
and everybody plays a bunch of different instruments, so like we
right.
cover each other sometimes on, And a couple of our members had families and stuff, so they
sure.
couldn't tour. So, but when we can, they can play with us and stuff,
Yeah, and I mean the biggest shows that I remember, there are times when you'd have 8-9 people across in a line with, just an army of guitars and drums.
Yeah.
And I'm curious, when you've played it at your biggest like that, how different are the parts that you guys are playing? Are you changing what you're doing to accommodate a bigger set, or are the other players just kind of finding ways to contribute?
Well, it's mostly the extra drums, because John Paul can't really tour with us because he's got a baby. My brother played drums with us for a while. He had a kid. Our other drummer, Dickie, had a kid, so they can tour. And then our friend Matt Rendon from the Resonars played drums with us sometimes. But he's so busy recording bands and stuff, so he can't really commit to touring with us. So,
sure.
But sometimes there's shows that we can all do them, and we just do it,
Yeah.
Yeah. So
they sound pretty ripping as a 4-piece.
Yeah.
too.
Plus, all the drummers play differently. They have unique, different styles.
right.
And they're all trying to kind of cover each other's backs when they can't do it, but they all play different stuff, kind of at the same time. I don't know.
Have either of you played drums in other bands where you were playing with other percussionists at the same time, or is this the only project you've done that in?
This is the only one I have. But
I played in another band called Discos that did that.
Right. So what are some of the challenges or opportunities that presents as a drummer?
well, there's a lot of opportunities to play, rhythms that you couldn't play as one person, basically, you know, and using different, you know, it's like having another arm sometimes, you know,
Right.
or a couple arms.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of fun.
Right, yeah. So we're going to get back into the music with another set here. Before we do that, for people who are listening at home and want to be able to find information about shows, buy music, any of that stuff, what's the best way to keep track of what's going on online?
I mean, we're on social media, all the basic regular avenues.
Tell them about your new domain name.
Oh yeah. So for the tour, like there's a label in Japan that asked us to do a recording for the tour, so we did one, and they wanted like information. And John Paul is like a graphic designer, so he had a website made for us, but he forgot to pay.
Yeah, I forgot to pay for the domain, and someone
stole our name.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
we just changed it to lenguaslargas.party. So
There you go.
It makes more sense because
Yeah.
we usually buy 230 packs when we go out of town anyways.
There you go. Lenguaslargas.party, where for all of your party needs.
Oh yeah, also before we leave for Japan on the 20th, but we're playing on the 15th at Shay's Lounge with a band called CFM and another band called the Cairo Gang, which are really good.
Excellent. All right, we're going to get back into the music here with Linguist, and you're listening on 91.3 KXCI Tucson. It's locals only.
Okay. Endless something.
Oh, really?
Woo!
We all live this complication. Through the chasm, past the void. Zero boy and vicious circle. So weird, so magic blue. Celebrate, gift the silence. You're gonna be for all your life. Speak of life, great adventure. You can hide it to your doom. Easy action, Alice Cooper. Odyssey and Oracle. I'm looking on the cycle. I'm gonna be for all my life.
Sorry, listening audience out there. This is live.
This is so sweaty. It's like,
This is humid.
oh my god. I want to go outside.
Yeah, everybody outside is enjoying the monsoon air. And it's probably 400 degrees.
I think I'm ready.
Vale.
Whoa, two, three, stop.
know, dude. That's something right there.
KXCI Tucson. My name is Matt. This is Locals Only, and I'm live in a very warm Studio 2A with Lenguas Largas. And guys, thank you again for coming down and sweating it out. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's like a sauna.
Yeah, really. Yeah,
Probably
we're gonna
good
start
for us,
marketing
actually.
this for like a luxury spa type audience. Come enjoy the loud rock and roll and the sweating. So you put out an LP. I guess it was last year's the last vinyl release that came out, if memory serves correctly.
I think so. I don't remember.
Oh,
Talk to the mic, bro.
the German thing? Abadaddy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
that was last
yeah,
year,
it came
right?
out last year.
Yeah, last summer.
So the thing that struck me the most when I first picked up that LP was what a cool album design it was.
Oh yeah.
So for people who haven't seen it before, it's essentially like a Linguist themed version of Chutes and Ladders, essentially, and like you open up the LP cover, the jacket, and it like folds into a game board, and it comes with pieces and all that. So where did the concept for that come from?
Well, originally we got asked to do a European tour, and the booking agent told us that we should have a European label put something out for us. So he recommended a label to reissue like our last record that we released here before that one. But I'm friends with this guy named Martin in Karlsruhe, Germany, and I had promised him a record a long time ago, and he does really good, like thick vinyl, gatefold.
Right.
So I'm not used to that.
Right.
It's like big budget, I guess.
Was it Jason?
Yeah, our friend. I didn't have an idea for it, so I asked our friend Jason Willis. He's like, "Hey man, can you do something for this? Like, I don't know what to do. It's like there's too much space, and you're a genius." So he came up with the idea of it. So yeah, it looks really cool. You open it up and it's a game board, and it's got cutout pieces and a little car you can build and stuff.
Yeah.
It came out. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the coolest record designs that I've seen in a while for a Tucson band or any band for that matter.
Tommy, what did you do?
Yeah.
Kick something.
Well, don't kick it again. Go down there and fix it.
While we're figuring that out,
I don't know.
one thing that struck me as well
DI.
in listening to no worries. I think that the album is a cool breath of air as Duncan opens the door to come in and fix that. The record itself is a great record as well. And I think that it also
It sounds different than the last one.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
It's got. So tell me a little bit about whether that was a conscious decision that was a product of wanting to put something out, through European label, and you wanted to have a different kind of sound for it, or whether that was just a sound that had been sort of brewing in you already.
I mean, before we had the LPs, we've released a bunch of 45s and 7-inches that were all home recordings. So
Right.
It's nothing new.
Mhm.
It's just we record stuff ourselves, and then sometimes we write songs as we record them and we release them, and then we take those songs and work them out as a full band and go
And we
record them. Yeah,
as like a live band.
yeah. So that was a bunch of songs that we had that
The mic.
I don't know. We had a bunch of songs, and our friend wanted to do a record, and it was a good opportunity to release them.
Yeah.
So we did that. So it was mostly home recordings with various members playing or not playing and stuff. So.
Yeah. Well, I think that you are one of the most unique sounding bands in the sense that it's hard for me to come up with a list of 2 or 3 bands that I would say sound like you, and I think that's
because we
a good
listen
thing.
to thousands of bands.
Yeah.
Not 2 or 3 of them.
Right. You just steal a little bit from a lot of bands.
Kings
That's
of
the
Leon
trick.
is one of them.
whether by choice or not.
Yeah,
I still listen to them.
Yeah. But, I think one of the things that I've always loved about this band is that there's this delicate balance between the power of the band, especially in a live setting. You've got all of the percussion and the wall of guitars. But a lot of these songs are really pretty songs, too, especially when you kind of...
Thank you.
Yeah, making you blush over there.
You're pretty too.
Yeah. Is that
you're pretty
tension
cute.
something you think about as a songwriter? Do you like...
I write. I want to write songs, not. I don't know. I don't want to write the same song over and over again.
Yeah.
And songs are like emotions and ideas that come out. So sometimes it could be noisy. Sometimes it could be beautiful. Sometimes it could be sexy. Sometimes it could be polished. Plus, we've been playing music for a long time. I don't know if you can tell by my beautiful,
over
sexy
10
voice,
years.
but yeah. But like, we're all middle-aged dudes that have been playing rock and roll forever, and
Yeah.
like you progress in your tastes and
Sure.
your aesthetic and stuff. So, yeah, we don't try to limit ourselves by a sound. We just want to do the best possible thing for the song that we're playing right then and there, or writing or recording. So, like, if something's not working, nobody gets bummed out if we don't do that, if
Yeah.
we don't do their part, or if we change it or whatever. It's all for the greater purpose of making a good song sound good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and we just never limit ourselves. You know what I mean? Sorry.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so one thing I'm curious about, talking about never limiting yourself, was there ever a time when the group played with a traditional bass guitar?
No,
no, I don't think so.
I think
We
originally.
started without a bass.
Yeah, originally it was just Ricky and me playing two guitars. And then our friend Chris Kohler, who used to live in California, his parents lived here, and he was not playing. He was a really rad drummer.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have any gear here, but supposedly he wasn't living here, but he was living here, So I just asked him, hey, I got like 2 drum pieces. I have a snare and a floor tom and some maracas. Do you want to jam with us?
Uh-huh.
And we just recorded it, and that's how it started.
And that guy is the best.
He's the grooviest drummer
Snare
ever.
drum, maraca. He makes that.
Yeah, he lives in Tucson again too. So if anybody wants to snatch him up, finder's fee.
The tour to Japan is coming up in just a couple of weeks, but a reminder again before that, one more show over at Ches Lounge, and what's the date on that one again?
It's July 15th, and it's CFM, who's Charles Moodhart, who's also in like a bunch of Ty Siegel's bands.
Oh, cool.
And also the Cairo Gang. Like, I forgot the guy's name. I don't know him, but I'm friends with Charles, and my friend Thomas plays drums.
Mm-hmm.
They're really great. They played Nulf. They were amazing. Amazing guitar player. It's going to be a fun show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And before we get into our last set, you mentioned Ty, and one thing that I'd be curious to talk a little bit about is how sort of well integrated you've become in some of that scene of, the California garage rock bands that you've built sort of a bridge, a tunnel from Tucson to like Fullerton and the cities over there. Tell me, why is it that you think there's been kind of a natural kinship between a lot of those groups out there, the burger bands and folks in their kind of general trajectory, and the Tucson scene as well?
Because I grew up with those guys, and before they were Burger, I've known them. When they told me, we were on tour with the Shark Pants with a makeout party, and Lee told me we're gonna start a record label called Burger Records. So we're friends,
Yeah.
and we're like huge Resonars fans. So
Right.
They're family at this point.
yeah. So basically,
Yeah.
like we've been playing for such a long time. Like before that thing existed, before the hype existed, like we're friends with a lot of people that we play with, and
Yeah.
like a lot of those people don't play music anymore. They run record labels, or they're tour managers and shit like that. I'm sorry. Sorry.
So they were, before they had Burger, they were playing with you.
Yeah, they
touring
would
with
all
you, they
stay
were
at my
booking
house
shows.
before. They weren't even, every time an Orange County band would play in Tucson, they would stay at my house, and there'd be like 10 kids that would tag along with that band, and like Sean and Lee were usually part of those 10 kids. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're friends with them, and
You should have one of those websites where it tells people like how to have a band or how to be successful, and all it's just it's just one
I'm just
page
gonna
that
say
says
right
be
now,
cool to people.
Be cool to people.
Yeah.
when you play with a touring band, let them stay at your house.
Right.
Become friends with people. That's the only thing you have to do.
Yeah.
Be cool.
Have some beers with them.
Have some beers with them.
or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And you do that long enough, you play live, you become better players, you write better songs, and
And you go to Japan.
You go to
Yeah.
Japan. There you go.
bada bing, bada boo.
And on that note, we're going to get into our last set here with Lenguas. And once again, the wonderful brand new domain name is
Lenguaslargas.party.
There
We don't
you go.
really. It sounds cool, but we don't really update it or anything.
It's been updated recently, though, so it's worth it.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's worth. It's
A
worth
gander.
it. Yeah,
One
it's
picture.
worth
No, it's not funny. It's not
All right, guys. Well, thanks again. Thanks for tuning in here to Locals Only. We've got another set here about 20 minutes or so before we wrap things up here with Lenguas Largas.
You
did the symbol part. The C's? Yeah. Yeah, do the beginning.
Sorry, we didn't prepare. Just calling them out. Youth Mind. This one's off of Abba Daddy, which is a really funny story, but I won't tell you guys. Ready? All right, we're gonna play one more song. I guess 2 more songs. All right. Yeah, let's do that one. All right. This coming Saturday, Shay's Lounge. Come on down. It's free. It's free. It's free. We're going to Japan. The more you drink, the more we get paid. Let's go. It's just how it is. Love, it's this. We're lonely. It's like love for love. Love. Last song. Do it.
Listos. Yeah.
Órale, pues.
1, 2, 3, 4.
The seasons of fire and snow.
Aromatic love, aromatic love, aromatic love, aromatic.
Goodness be high, what do the and jive? For the science, blood is alive.
Aromatic love, aromatic love, aromatic love, aromatic.
Earth, wind, and sea, the anatomy. With you and me, it's just biology.
Aromatic love, aromatic love, aromatic love, aromatic.
A sense of high, our planets collide. Ever explosion, the blood is alive.
Aromatic love, aromatic love, aromatic love, aromatic. Aromatic love, aromatic love. I just wanna feel inside you like a glove. Aromatic love, aromatic love, aromatic love, aromatic. Aromatic love, aromatic love. I just wanna feel inside you like a glove. Aromatic love, aromatic love, aromatic love, aromatic.
Super blood,
It's aromatic,
super blood,
it's aromatic,
super blood,
it's aromatic.
super blood.
Aromatic love, aromatic love. I just wanna feel inside you like a glove. Aromatic love, aromatic love, aromatic love, aromatic. Aromatic love, aromatic love. I just wanna feel inside you like a glove. Aromatic love, aromatic love, aromatic love, aromatic.
Thank you, KXCI. Thank you, Matt Milner. Go to Shay's Lounge on Saturday. Let's party.